Hello students, how are you? Welcome again to SB Maths class. Today we will learn about the set theory. That was actually the set theory part 2 of class 11 CBSE. If you have another video is there, if you have not seen that video, I will give the link at the description. You will go and see that video. This is the part 2, that is after that video, the next part is coming here. Yes. A set A is called the subset of B if B is another set only if all the elements of A are in B also. It is denoted as A. This is the sign of subset. A subset of B. If all the elements of A are in the set B, that is the total A, the total set A is in B only, then we can say A is the subset of B. Similarly, so here you can see that B is bigger than A. So if A is the subset, then B is the superset. Those are only the names. A is the subset, then B is only the superset. The bigger set is called the superset. Now, what are the subsets? If I give one example, let A equals to or B equals to, for making you understand, I am taking B. B equals to 1, 2, 3. This is a set. This is a set. So what are the subsets? Subsets of B. If I write A equals to 1, 2. This is a subset of B because all those elements are in this set. If I write A, this is A1, A2 equals to say 2. This is a singleton set and this singleton set is in B also. If I write A3, that is 1, 2, 4. Here just see those 1 and 2, those are in this set, but this 4 is not in this set. That's why this is not the subset. Those are the subsets, but this is not the subset of this set B. Now, for the subsets, one simple concept is there, that is the proper subset. What is the proper subset? Actually here if I write A4 equals to 1, 2, 3 again. This is also a subset. A4 is also a subset of B. Actually A4 is equals to B. We can write here A4 is equals to B. So subsets can be equal to the superset also. Whenever those are equal, those two elements, all those elements are equal in those two sets, then we can say those are the equal sets. So that's why this sign is there. This is the sign of the subset and this is the equal to sign. Those two have been mixed and formed this sign. So this A is subset of B, that there is a possibility that is A can be equal to B also. But what is the proper subset? Those are called the improper subsets. All if this sign is there, then it is called the improper subset. What is the proper subset? Proper subsets are those A1, A2, only A1 and A2. A1 and A2 are the proper subsets of B. Only this sign will be there, that is the horizontal U actually. Horizontal U, this is the sign of proper subset. That is all those elements of those subsets will be only within B also. That is the definition of the subset, and also no any possibility to be the equal to B. That's why those are called the proper subset. Okay, so I think you have got the proper subset, those type of concepts, empty set or null set or void set. So pi is void set, then all the singleton sets will be there. Okay, then the actually the pairs, here three numbers are there, three elements are there, that's why we can write like that. Otherwise it is very difficult to write all those pairs. The power set, I will show you, say you what is the number of elements will be in the power set. So 1 2 3, this is 1 2, then 1 3, then 2 3, and at last the total 1 2 3. So those elements, those are also the subsets. The singleton sets are the subsets of A, and also those pairs also the subsets of A, and I have told that is the total set. One set also is the subset of itself. There is a rule. I will write the rules here. So this is the power set of this set A. Actually, if cardinality of A is M, that means cardinality means the number of elements in a finite set is called the cardinality. That means here this cardinality is 3. Here this is written as NA equals to 3. NA means number of elements in 3. NA equals to 3. So if cardinality of A equals to M, then cardinality of its power set, that is P of A, it is denoted as N of P of A, that is cardinality of the power set equals to 2 to the power M. This is the rule. How many elements are there in a power set of a set? Then you have to say that is 2 to the power M. M means here this is the M. Here this is 3. So 2 to the power M, 2 to the power 3 means it is 8. Just see, 8 elements are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 elements are there. So this is the cardinality of the power set. Power sets means the collection of all the subsets of a set. The collection of all the subsets of a set. Collection of means it can be called as the set of also. Collection of well-defined objects is called the set. So obviously here those are the well-defined elements, and also those, that is the collection. So we can say the set of all the subsets is called the power set. What is the power set now? Let us see one example. A equals to 1, 2, 3. If this is the set, then P of A denotes the power set. So here 5. What is 5? 5 is the null set. Some results, actually not the rules, I have told you mistakenly, not the rules, results on the subsets. Number 1, empty set, that is 5, is a trivial subset. Of any set. Actually, always 5 will be the subset of any set. That's why it is called the trivial subset. Actually, the two subsets are trivial. One is 5, another is that set only. I am writing here, a set is a subset of itself. Those two are the trivial subsets. That is, always those will hold. So those are two results of subsets. Actually other things are there at the operation of subsets, then we will see those. Now one definition. The definition is universal set. Universal set, it is denoted as this. Actually capital U you can write like this also, or simple capital U. But here in mathematical set theoretical operations there are some union, intersection, I will show you later. So those are there. Union also are denoted as with U only. That's why I am suggesting you to do with this, to denote like this. So universal set. Universal set is nothing, that is if we consider, if we do some operations or some works with some sets, then obviously there will be one set that will be the superset of each and every sets under the consideration. This set is called the universal set. So if those are three sets under consideration, then obviously the universal set will be this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we have got. So this is the universal set. Another thing I want to say, that is actually I have told you at the previous video also, that is no any element in the set will be repeated. So whatever you will not repeat. Here 3, 4 is there, here also 3 is there, here also 4 is there. So you have written 2 times 3 and 3 times 4. It is not right. Whatever the elements are coming, that will be only in this set. And also this is a plus b plus c. We can write down that one as a plus b plus c. So let us come to the next concept, that is the concept of the intervals. This concept of the interval is very much important for discussing about the calculus, that is limits, continuity and other things. You will learn later actually. So what are the intervals? Intervals means, actually you have learned this in previous classes. Intervals means nothing about the number of elements within two numbers. So how many numbers are there within two numbers? If I say 2 and 3, 2 and 3. So within those two, those are actually, we can say those are the real numbers. Actually those are the integers, but I have told that all those integers and other things. Okay, relating this one thing came at my mind, that is all the sets, that is the natural number set, integer set, whole number set, all those sets are the subsets of the real number set. So real number set can be called as the universal set also of the number system, not the complex number system. Complex number system is the different thing. You will learn later. So all those number system sets are the subsets of the universal set. And the universal set can be called also, and another thing, that is the suppose the integer set. Integer set is the superset of the whole number set. And also we can say the natural number set is the subset of whole number set or the integer set, like that. So this is the whole concept. You can verify with other sets also. You will take sets and then try to write the subsets and also the power set, also the universal set, like that. So you will try those at your home. I am saying about the intervals now. So if I take 2 and 3, those two numbers, those are the real numbers. I am taking now, those are the real numbers. So within, if we take those are the integers, then no any elements are there, no any numbers are there between those. But take those as the real numbers, then there are lots of infinite number of rationals are also there, but also infinite number of irrationals are also there. See, actually the sign of interval, trivially we take this one, but I will say you later. So the 4 examples are there, 4 types are there. 2, 3. This is the interval sign. So this is also the closed interval. This is called the closed interval. So if x is in between, if x is in between 2 and 3, then this is called the interval of 2 and 3. Like that. That means x is taking each and every x can take each and every value lies between 2 and 3. That is the interval part only. I am saying you the types of the intervals. Types of intervals. The first one, it is the closed interval. Closed interval, it can be written as x such that a less equals to x less equals to b, and also it can be denoted as bracket a b, that is third bracket a b. It means a less equals to x less equals to b. That means x can take each and every value in between those two numbers a and b, and also it can take the x can take the value of a and also the value of b, because here the equal to signs are there. Less equals to means less or equals to greater, and this actually that one only. So that is called the closed interval. That means the interval is closed up to this. No any other things can be there. Now the open interval. Open interval, the same type of thing, but here the equal to sign will not be there, and it is at the parenthesis. It can be denoted as this in the parenthesis. Those are the notations actually. Within the parenthesis that will be, that means x can take each and every values in between a and b, but it cannot take the values of a and b. Okay, it will be so near to a and so near to b, but it will not take the values of a and b. Now half open and half closed. So for half open, half closed, there the two types of intervals are there. One is right half open interval. Right half open interval means x such that a less equals to x less than b, and the notation will be this. That means x can take each and every values of between a and b, and also it can take the value of a, but it cannot take the value of b. So here at the part of b, at the end of b, it is open. That's why it can be written as this one. And also here the left open half. Left half open interval. The same thing like this. At the end of B it is closed, and at the end of A it is open. Those are four types of intervals we have learned here. And also the length of an interval. Length of an interval, we can take any interval actually, AB, those any four, within those four any AB, we can take any one, and that will be B minus A. This is the length of an interval. Students, now let us see some operations on sets. Actually up to class 10 you have done the operations on the numbers only. Numbers or any variables, other things. But here we will discuss about, or we will deal with the sets, the operation on the sets. So here are some operations. Number one, and also at this side I have written the Venn diagram. Venn diagram means actually the operations of the sets can be represented with one diagram, actually one rectangle, and also within that some circles will be there. So that is called the Venn diagram. So let us see. Actually, we will write here the operation, and also here the corresponding diagram will be there. Operation is union. I am just saying the definition here, and I will just write the notation. Just listen completely. That is, if A and B are two sets, then the collection of all those elements for which are in A or in B. This or is very much important. Or and another and will be there. I will just say you later. So or and this and, those two are very much important. So the collection of all the elements who can be in A or in B is called the union of those elements or of those two sets. Just I am writing A and B are those two sets. Then A union B. This is called A union B. So A union B means the collection of the elements which are in A or in B, either in A or in B. If I draw the Venn diagram here, this rectangle stands for U. Actually, we need to write this at inside the rectangle. This is U, that is the universal set. I have told whatever the sets will deal with, that all those will be in the universal set. So if I draw those two circles, this stands for A and this stands for B, then the Venn diagram represents the collection of all those elements. That is, if we take some element from this collection, that is the green collection, then that can be in A or in B, we can say. So that is the union of those two sets. Now the intersection. If A and B are two sets, then the collection of the elements which are both in A and B, that was in union, that was either A in B or in B. That means it can be both in B also, both in A and B also. But here we are precising, that is the elements will be both in A and B. The collection of those elements is called the intersection. It is written as this. The Venn diagram will be like this. This is A, this is B. This part is the intersection. Just see here, if you pick up any element, then this part is the common part of A and B. So if you pick up any element from here, then it must be both in A and B. But here, if you pick up from here, so it is in A, but we can say it is either in A or in B, because we are taking from this total collection. If you pick up from here, then also it is in B, but we can say that is either in A or in B. And if it is here, then it is both in A and B, but also we can say either in A or in B. But here it is precisely said that from this part only, the common part of A and B only, we will pick up the element. Okay. Now the difference. Number 3. The difference of those two sets. It can be denoted as A minus B or B minus A. In Venn diagram only I am showing you what is the difference. Otherwise you cannot understand. Here two sets I have given. One is blue and another is green. Here just see, this is the A set. This circle is A set. So from here, this non-shaded region, it is the intersection, that is the common part of A and B. If we just take it off, then what is being remain? That means we are just taking out the part of B from A. What was the common part? That part we are taking out. So what it is there? Then the remaining part is called A minus B. Similarly, from here, the part of A we are taking from B. That's why it is called B minus A. And the last part, that is the symmetric difference. Symmetric difference is this one, A minus B union B minus A. Actually the same thing will be there. So we have to take the union of those two sets, that is this set and this set. That means except of the common part, we have to take both those two sets. That is called the symmetric difference. And now the complement. The last one, it is the complement of a set. Complement of a set can be denoted as A this or A dash or A complement. That means it means the universal set minus the part of A. So it can be represented as in Venn diagram like this. If this is the set A, if this is the set A, then the complement is this total part. That is, without A, what are there in this set? That is called the complement of A. That means in the example of the galaxies I have told, so without the Milky Way galaxy, except the Milky Way galaxy, what is there in total universe? That is the complement of Milky Way galaxy. So today up to this, we have discussed about those operations and other things. I will give some assignments at our WhatsApp group and you will do those with these concepts. So I think you have got the clear concept of those. So thank you students. Stay tuned for the next video on this set theory and other chapters, and you can also subscribe my channel to get the update of the next videos. And also if you find this video is informative for you, then please give a like there, otherwise the dislike sign is there obviously for you. So thank you students.